Jacob started the journey back to his mother's country. His father Isaac had said, "You're not to marry a Canaanite woman, but you're to go back to your mother's family and find a wife there. And may the Lord give you the blessings that he promised Abraham." So Jacob traveled all day, and that night he laid on the ground to sleep. He took a rock and used it as his pillow. Suddenly in the night he had a dream. He saw a ladder that went all the way into heaven, and angels were going up and coming down. And the Lord stood above the ladder, who said, "I am the Lord God of Abraham and of your father Isaac. I will give this land to you and your descendants, and the whole earth will be blessed because of them. I am with you, and I will watch over you as you go, and I will bring you back to this land." Suddenly, Jacob woke up, and he was afraid. He said, God was here, and I didn't even know it. This is the house of God and the doorway to heaven. He took the rock that he had used as a pillow, and he made an altar and poured oil on it and said, "If God will watch over me and will bless me, and if he'll bring me back to this land, then he will be my God. And I will give him 1/10 of everything he gives me." Jacob went on to the land of his mother, and he came to the house of her brother. His uncle Laban welcomed him with joy. Now, Laban had 2 daughters. One was Leah, and she was the oldest. The youngest was Rachel, and she was beautiful. After Jacob had been there a month, Laban said, "Why don't you stay here and work for me? Name your wages, and I'll give it to you." Jacob said, "I'll work for you for 7 years for Rachel, so she can be my wife." Laban thought that was a good idea. "It's a deal." Jacob worked for Laban for 7 years. It just seemed like a few days because of his great love for Rachel. At the end of that time, Laban brought in his friends for a wedding feast. At the proper time, he brought his daughter out and gave her to Jacob. He didn't realize until morning that he had Leah rather than Rachel. He was furious. He went to Laban and said, "Why have you deceived me? You know that I love Rachel. I have worked for you for 7 years for her." Laban said, "Well, it's a custom in our country that the younger daughter is not to be married before the older one is married. But this is what we can do. Fulfill Leah's bridal week, And then I'll give you Rachel as well, and she can be your wife. Jacob finally agreed. And after 7 days, he married Rachel. And she also became his wife.